Hello, everybody, and a happy Friday, or whenever you're listening to this amazing 10-minute business accelerator, grow tips and business tips, etc. So, for you guys that are listening to me here on LinkedIn Live or on YouTube, or on Facebook, actually, do me a favor, use the hashtag live or use the hashtag replay. That would be super awesome. And if you like what I'm talking about, for example, obviously give us a like, share, or comment in the comment section below. That would be super awesome. And for you wonderful people that are listening in on the podcast, then do me a favor. If you have any questions, feel free to respond and click on any of the links below. I'd love to know what your thoughts about today's session is. And today's session is all about how do you take your passion and turn it into your purpose. So I want to start off by sharing a really interesting story because I met, in fact, I'm going to share my first story first, okay? So my first story is basically, I remember when I first got into my real first entrepreneurial business, if you like, and I got into I guess I got into the industry of health and fitness. Like I really enjoyed wanting to help people, right? And it wasn't the weight loss that interested me. Actually, it was all around sports performance because, as some of you guys know, I from sport, right? From elite sport. And so what fascinated me more was about sports performance, about injury rehab and how to be a better person and so forth, so forth. And 10 years into my career, believe it or not, I woke up one evening, or in fact, in the middle of the night it was. And it was really kind of strange because what had happened is it's not that immediately I immediately fell out of passion for what I did because I really enjoyed helping people, but I had this epiphany. My epiphany is I wasn't happy with what I was doing. I wasn't fulfilling myself. And the reason I wasn't fulfilling myself is because at the time I was actually working with clients on a one-on-one basis, and it's something that I really enjoyed doing for quite a long period of time, right? And listen, I still enjoy working with people on a one-on-one basis, by the way. However, I just felt to myself one day, what if I could take my talents and my purpose, my passion, and take it into something which would be more impactful or would effectively affect people in greater numbers? And so I kind of went on this journey, if you like. I wasn't quite sure at the time what that looked because I was in a state of confusion, right? So I was trying to seek clarity more than anything else. It took me actually over just under 2 years to find out what that looked like. And within that period of time, within that 2 years, obviously you've got things like, for example, you've got this kind of, it feels like something is missing in your life, right? You generally are not as, you're generally not as happy. You're not as grounded. And it's kind of like, you're in this, what was I going to say to you? You're in this kind of state or this feeling of, hey, I'm a little bit lost, right? And I'm trying to find my way in life. Does that make sense? And so I had that episode in my life. I've had that episode in my life. But like I said, it took 2 years to find my purpose, if you like. But I want to share another example. And I met somebody just a few weeks ago, actually, complete stranger. And just for the purpose of today, I'm going to call him Joe. All right, so Joe. And so I met Joe at a networking meeting, actually. And generally, I don't do many networking meetings, but I kind of had this need for human connection. So I was invited to go along to an event. And I met this chap, and he was a consultant. It was in IT. We got started talking, and the conversations were quite flowy. However, I asked him. I said to him, I said, like, Joe, do you enjoy what you do? Like, seriously enjoy what you do? And he says, no, I hate it. I went, why? Why are you here? He goes, because I'm here. I do my business purely because I have responsibilities. I have a wife. I have a family. I have a mortgage to pay for, right? And I was just like, so are you telling me that you're doing something that you absolutely detest and hate, and you feel, and you're doing those things pure out of utter selfishness because you believe that if you continue to do the way that you continue to do what you do and why you do it, it's going to help you and grow you and make you feel more happy and fulfilled? Do you think that that is a life to live? He goes, no, but I feel like I don't have much of a choice. And I said to him, I was like, we've all got different choices in life, right? It's up to us if we was to make the right choices. And a really good question that came to me the other day was, what if he found something that he has huge passion for, and being able to double down that into his purpose and his profit? Don't you think that he would live a much more happy and fulfilled life? Don't you think he could potentially, if he's already growing a business that he's not particularly happy in doing, think of what he could actually do with a business that he is ultimately passionate about? Isn't that like so powerful? And I just kind of like wanted to like, put that out there. But maybe you've experienced yourself, or maybe you know of a colleague, maybe they're in a job or in a career, right? Where, hey, their life sucks, and their life sucks, and they just they just do it because they live to work, right? They don't live for passion, they live to work, and they feel like they don't have different choices. And there's a lot of psychology that goes on with this. But I'll get to the point. I'm going to share some quick tips with you guys about how you can take your passion and turn it into your purpose. So tip number one is identify what your passion is, okay? And I really want you to think about if money, time, family, friends, all of those things that goes on, all of the excuses that you have, that hold you back in life, if those were all eliminated, what would be your ultimate passion that you would do on a day-to-day basis? Is it, for example, do you love going to the gym, right? Do you love, I don't know, do you have the knack or the need to go into, say, motorsport, like one of our clients went into, like they had a passion for motorsport? So what passion could you do if we took family, money, and all the excuses that you have? How could you turn that into your passion? Secondly, second big question is, if doing what you're currently doing right now, if you're not happy and you're not fulfilled, etc., 5 or 10 years down the line, how will your life look like? In terms of, if you were to put yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of your happiness right now, and by the way, you're not allowed to use an 8, okay? If you was to put yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of happiness right now, where would you be right now? And where is it that you would like to be? And what is it that you need to change in your life? Is it a certain habit? Is it a certain behavior? Is it your career? I go through these. It's interesting. So I actually go through massive changes once every 3 years, and it's become apparent that since my late teens, I've gone through these huge changes every 3 years. It's interesting, right? So there's that. And then so once you've found your passion, once you've identified it, you think, do you know what, I could turn this into my purpose. How could you then double down on those talents and then potentially turn it into a business, or turn it into a career that is going to make you more happy, fulfilled? Who are currently is doing what you would like to do, and what is it that they're doing that you're not doing, if that makes sense. Okay. So, how they're showing up in terms of visibility, etc., etc. So these are really good points that I wanted to share with you guys. And I wanted to jump on here because it's a big thought process. For you guys that are listening in to me live, I just want to say thanks so much because I know that we've got Pierre that has been here live. So I just want to give a big shout out to Pierre. For you guys that are listening to me, by the way, I wanted to kind of, if you're really finding that difficult and you are a business leader and you've got a business and you're trying to find ways to create exponential growth, normally it's because most people have a lack of clarity, and I've had lack of clarity. We all have lack of clarity, but it's a journey, right? And there's a lot of psychology that goes behind this. If you're looking for ways in which you can take your purpose into passion, you can go from confusion to clarity with more confidence, then we have a scorecard that I'd love you guys to take. What I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to put up the we'll put up the scorecard actually, it's in the comment section below. But fill in the scorecard. It will give you a diagnostics report about the things that you need to make improvements to, the things that you're doing particularly well in. So it gives you some focal points. So I hope that kind of helps. Fill it in the notes. For you guys that are listening into the podcast, we put the notes, put the a link to the scorecard below. So listen, wanted to jump in here, wishing you an amazing day wherever you are in the world. And for you guys that are listening to the podcast, make sure that you subscribe and listen to the Game Changers Experience and leave a 5-star review. Anyway, listen, wishing you an amazing day wherever you are in the world. And I will speak to you soon. Take care. Have a fantastic day. See ya.